we do a lot of karma yoga when we come into the monastic order. So there's a lot of work to be done in the ashrams. We have school in India. We have schools and hospitals and what have you. Lots and lots of work. The problem with that is initially it seems to be non-spiritual. It's a school. It's a computer. You're typing a letter. These are children. You're teaching them social sciences or physics or mathematics. Where is God in all of this? Where is meditation in all of this? Where is Advaita in all of this? Because our idea, mine too, and most of us as youngsters going into the monastic life, our idea was we're going to do high philosophy, we're going to memorize Sanskrit verses, we're going to sit long hours morning and evening in deep meditation, and yes, perform ritualistic worship, maybe sing bhajans. All of that seems to be spiritual, whereas a lot of the work in the ashram seems to be secular. So that's why that's the kind of conflict we have with karma yoga from our perspective. And that is something you have to overcome. It takes some time, then you begin to see that these are spiritual activities and that is a secular activity. This is a superstition. The superstition born of long dualistic practice. There's a necessity for that. Otherwise, being what we are, we would just be secular. We would just be materialistic. So the spiritual had to carve a place for itself, a place, a time, a practice. This practice is spiritual, not the others. This place is a temple or a church. This is spiritual, not outside. And this is the time, early morning and evening. These are the holy days. These are spiritual, not other times, not other places. This is a way of carving out a place for people who we are sort of irredeemably materialistic. But over time, if Advaita is at all true, then it must be true that every activity can be spiritualized. Whether it is physical, whether it is mental or intellectual, emotional, all of it has to be spiritualized. But what kind of, as Sri Ramakrishna put it so beautifully, when I close my eyes, God is there. When I open my eyes, God is not there. What kind of God is that? So karma yoga is that bridge, even if it's unpleasant. See, the 4 yogas, as he said, I practice the 4 yogas. You will find, inevitably, we will all find one of them seems alive and interesting and genuinely fulfilling for us, well, at whatever stage we are. And the others, not so much. Now, that's a problem with our mental makeup. This is how we have built ourselves up over lifetimes. So maybe for me, I'm primarily intellectual Jnana yoga. The texts and the study and the inquiry and the thinking it through appeals to me. There are others for whom primarily devotional. Whatever the theory or philosophy, it doesn't really matter. I want to feel and love God. And that's a vital need for me in my life. For them, Bhakti yoga seems alive. Others are eminently practical. I want to do and serve and achieve stuff in the world. The rest of it seems just theoretical. You're just spending time by yourself. What good is that? You're sitting quietly with your eyes closed. What good is that? You are singing along. What good is that? But here you're actually transforming lives and worshipping God in the flesh. So any one of those yogas will probably seem alive to us. But Vivekananda said that a holistic spiritual life, a safe spiritual life, a wholesome spiritual life, and in fact an easier spiritual life is where we have all 4 components. We'll find very soon, if we hold on to one, it will become difficult very soon. There are these other aspects of our being. So for example, I am very devotional and I neglect reason, logic, philosophy. Very soon, the unsatisfied intellect will throw up skeptical questions and shake my foundation of belief or faith. Very soon, my body, my existence in the world, I will call into question and say that what a useless life I'm leading. What am I doing? So this is where the various faculties, the faculties of willing, faculties of understanding, cognition, and the faculty of feeling, if they are not engaged in our pursuit of God, they will create problems and we will lose that power also. So all 4 yogas together, doesn't matter if one or more of them seem mechanical. That's what I think he means by saying it seems difficult for me or unpleasant for me. It seems mechanical. Swami Ashokananda ji, who was the head of the Vedanta Society of Northern California in the 1950s and 60s, in one of his letters Clearly, the lady who will stumble very soon in the way of meditation, will stumble without the necessary purification of the mind.
Huh.
So, karma yoga is very powerful. It's, I mean, I can go on and on. If you divorce karma yoga from spiritual life, what will happen is our work life and family life, they demand so much from us, time and energy. Very little time and energy will be left over for spiritual life. And so spiritual life will be bereft of time and energy. And our work life, our family life, our so-called secular life will suffer because it will seem meaningless after some time, pointless, meaningless. When we combine the two, my life in the world and my life on the meditation mat are the same life. I'm living one life, not two lives. Then our life's spiritual practice becomes powerful and progress becomes quick. And the bridge is karma yoga.
One of Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's favorite phrases was living 200% of life, 100% inner spiritual, 100% outer material.
I never heard that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
I didn't accept all this when I joined the order. I remember I was sort of mildly grumbling to a senior monk. I was a novice, a few months into monastic life. I said, I don't mind the work in the office or in the school, but I really think I like the work that what I do in the temple, the meditation, the devotional practices, the ritualistic worship. And he said, really, when I type a letter, I feel I'm meditating, he told me. I remember all these decades ago. And I didn't believe him. I thought he was just, making a point, being rhetorical. How could it be? Typing a letter is just work, and meditating is it's so cool, that you're meditating after all. It's sophisticated, it's advanced. There are books and books on it. And now I realize he was entirely right. He was entirely right. I didn't understand meditation. I didn't understand karma yoga. That's why I thought that way.
Yeah.
All four: meditate, philosophize, love, serve.
Yeah.
All four.